Hey everybody, Patrick Clark here, Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, coming to you with a video update for Sedona Verde Valley area. We call it the SVVAR, Sedona Verde Valley Association of Realtors. Inventory's up, demand is down. Across all of the markets that I cover, this is what's going on. But let's talk real quick kind of about Sedona as a market as a whole. Sedona is a very consistent market. Sedona Verde Valley. The market seems to be much more steady and less volatile than some of the other markets in the state, which is really compelling. I'm not exactly. I don't have all the whys and whys nots and all that, but what's just really fun to watch is Sedona has really stayed in a range, and I've got this right here. That's why I keep looking down. Sedona's range has been really, really tight. We've seen the average list to sales price ratio, and if you've watched another video, you'll understand this, and sorry if you have and it's redundant. But when we look at average list to sales price ratio versus the original list to sales price ratio, those are two different numbers. And we are seeing consistency between the markets in the behavior in average list to sales price ratio versus original list to sales price ratio. Why is that important? This is kind of what I'm harping on this month because I think it's a sign of the fact that sellers are still kind of in this mindset of back in 21, early 22. And look, everybody likes to try to see what they can get for their house, but grossly overpricing a home obviously is never good in any market, but in particular this market. So average list to sales price ratio is basically, or the actual that we look at, is the difference between the final listing price of the property and the actual sales price. So if there were any price reductions, the actual list to sales price ratio doesn't take into account those reductions. However, the original list to sales price ratio does. And what we're seeing in the Sedona Verde Valley market is we're seeing the actual list to sales price ratio is floating between 96 and just over 98%, give or take each month for the last 2 years. We are seeing the actual or the original list to sales price ratio margins starting to tighten and push up a little bit in general. However, in April of this year, we had our highest average list to sales price, original list to sales price ratio, which was just over 96%, which meant that demand in the market, which is spring market at that time, it's totally indicative of the seasonality of the market. But we have since seen a pretty steady decline, and we're floating just around 94% original list to sales price ratio. That's still a pretty healthy one. Some I've seen have been down around 92% for the month of August. The lowest we saw was December of 2022. That was a tough time in the market. It was 92%. Since then, we haven't seen anything really even close to that low. So the absorption rate, let's go to that, and that's where the list to sales price ratio really comes in. They kind of interact. The absorption rate for Sedona is actually higher than the other three markets, which is very interesting. Which means if we stopped listing houses today, how much inventory would we have left? And right now, we're just over 5. I'd say like 5.05, 5.1. We're not quite to 5.2 according to this graph, which puts us in a balanced market that slightly favors the seller. The numbers have changed a little bit from what I used to know. When I first started in the business, it was 3 to 5 months was a balanced market. Now we're starting to see 5 to 7 months being more of a balanced market. And I think what we really need to pay attention to is the days on market, the average list to sales price ratio, and watch the patterns of those. And those are always lag measures, right? They're always lagging behind reporting behavior of the month or two before. So, but they're actual results now. So anyways, the absorption rate is up. The average list to sales price ratio for the actual, or for not actual, the original is definitely having a little bit of an expansion there, which is a sign that buyers have more favor in the market. All of this is basically a sign that buyers have more and more favor in the market, and sellers need to understand that as they look at pricing their home and engage in negotiations. If you have any questions about this stuff, always happy to help. I love analyzing this stuff and flipping it inside and out, but won't spend any more time on the video today. Good luck. If you have any questions, let me know. Take care.